Today in Photoshop, we're going to learn how to work with rulers, grids, and guides. To show your ruler, shortcut Control-R, or we can go to View, Rulers. To see what type of measurement this is, right-click, and you can adjust it from inches, pixels, and the other options. In this case, I want inches. This is a huge image. It's 55 inches. So let's resize this to an 8 by 10. We're going to go to crop. And instead of a ratio, we just want to do width by height. And I want to change it to 10 inches wide, 8 inches high. And I can click the check mark. And now I've got an 8 by 10 that's much easier to work with. And while I'm here, it would not hurt to go ahead really quick and click the Straighten tool. Draw a line on the horizon and adjust the sunset from beautiful Surf City on Topsail Island. Guides and grids help you manage positions or elements precisely. You can move and remove guides, and you can also lock them so you don't move them accidentally. A grid is useful for laying out items symmetrically, and it appears by default as non-printing lines, but can also be displayed as dots. To add a new guide, View, New Guide, and I can tell it the position that I want. Maybe I want it right in the middle, so that would be 4 inches horizontally. Okay, if I want one in the other way, I can do View, New Guide, Vertical, and I can put this at the 5-inch mark and click OK. To move a guide, I can click on the Move tool and move it around. Okay, so again, I can click on here and move it around. Another shortcut we can use is you can actually click inside the ruler and just drag across and add another guide that way. So again, I can click from the top and move it down. Now when we're doing it that way, we're not going to get it exactly. So if you want to make sure you've got your guide at exactly the 6-inch mark, we're better doing View, New Guide, horizontal, and the 6-inch mark. And a little bit later in the video, we'll learn how to change the colors of your guides in case your background is about the same color. So to turn these off, View, Show, and we can uncheck the guide. Next, let's learn how to create a grid. Edit, Preferences, and we're going to go to Grids, Guides, and Slices. Now here is where earlier when we did our guides, they were cyan. So we could go back here and change them to a different color if we wanted to. Right here we want to make a grid. In this case, I'm going to want this yellow. And I'm going to want to do a grid every 10%. That way for this one, I don't have to do the math. And I can click OK. But where's the grid? We have to go back to View, Show, Grid, and now we can see our grid overlay. So to apply what we know about guides, I want to set up a guide every inch going across, so when I import some pictures, they can line up really good. So I'm going to go to View, New Guide. This is going to be horizontal, and I'm going to start at the 1-inch mark. View, New Guide, and vertical. Now on this one, I want the 2-inch, and I'm going to do this several times. The pictures I'm going to be inserting are all 3 inches by 2 inches, so I also want to add a couple horizontal guides as well. So remember, we could always click in the ruler and drag down. But sometimes I have a little bit of trouble depending on the mouse trying to get it exactly right. I'm going to turn the guides off really quick while I import some of my pictures here. So I'm going to go back to Show, and I'm going to hide the guides. So this is going to be a review on how to copy and paste some images into your design. I'm going to do Control A for all, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Now this is on a new layer called Layer 2. But now I want to resize it because I want to make all of these 3 by 2. Control T for Edit-Free Transform. And right up here under width, I'm just going to type 3 space IN for inches. And the height 2 inches. And a little check mark. And then once I get all the pictures in here, I can go back and rescale them. Okay. Control A for all, edit, copy. Okay, now I'm going to do edit, paste. And again, to resize it quickly, Control T for edit, transform. And I'm just going to go right up here and type 3 space IN for inches. And then 2 inches. And then I'm going to do 1 or 2 more, then we can align them. I have all my layers here now. If I wanted to, I could turn the visibility on and off, and I could even rename all of the layers. Now we can go about rearranging these. I can go back to View, Show, and show my grid. And now with the grid, I can use that to go and rearrange these. Okay, so if I want to have these starting every inch, going all the way down, I can, and then depending on how many pictures I have, I may want to go back and use these in a little bit of a different way, just to try to resize these and visually make them look just right. So I have these arranged exactly where I want them. To turn that off, I can go back to View, Show, and then turn off my guide, and I can also turn off the grid. Sorry there. Okay, now finally my text is being hidden, and these are our layers. So the topmost layer is what will show. So I'm going to click on Visit Surf City. So it shows, and then I'm going to be able to move that to the top. Okay. Now if I wanted to change my text color of my text, I can go over here and use the eyedropper tool and maybe get one of these really pretty deep blues that were used in the image. Okay, so I can click on my T for text, and up here I'm going to click on the white box, and instead I'm going to change it maybe to a nice bright color. Click OK. I could always go in the bottom and click FX and do a drop shadow. Always check the little preview box so that way you can see how it looks. Okay, and now we are done. So again, just to review, we were able to go in under View and Guides and add some guides. We can set them by clicking and dragging, or we can go to New Guide and go ahead and set it up exactly by typing the inches in there. Thanks for listening to another tutorial from Southern Lee High School, and the Adobe Academy of SLHS. Don't forget to subscribe at the end of this video.